Hi, my name's Annie. This is my lovely co-host Tony, and this is my channel, Annie's Ageless Beauty. We'd both like to welcome you, and we hope you're having a wonderful day or evening, whatever the case may be. This is my channel where I talk about things related to beauty, makeup, and anything else in that sphere that's interesting to me and hopefully other people. If you're interested in my weight loss journey, you can head over to Annie Eats Less, which I'll link down below, where I talk about how I've lost 50 pounds and I'm going to lose another 60 pounds, hopefully. If you enjoy this content, I would appreciate it if you would hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of my content, you can subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell for notifications so you'll know when I upload. Since I'm such a small channel, I doubt that the YouTube algorithm is going to be particularly eager to show my content to anybody in their timeline. So if you'd like to see my stuff, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you do know when I upload. Or you can just leave, like Tony just did. It's up to you. This is Shimmering Dry Oil from the Sol Company, which I believe is a division of Colourpop. You can buy it from the Colourpop's website, but I think it's its own different thing. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works. And this is the color Pale Pink. And I think it's fairly new. I'm not 100% certain about that. I also plan on discussing the Sandstone Palette, which has been out for a couple of weeks now, but I just got it. So I'm going to put a look on and also try this shimmering oil. So I'm going to be using these two products and giving my thoughts on them after I've done that, so you can all know what I think. I've already done most of my makeup look except for my eyes. So I have my eyebrows done, which is just blue eyeshadow with a little clear gel. My lipsticks, my blush, highlight, which I don't think is showing up that well, and contour and all that. So I'm made up as much as I'm going to be, except for my eye look. And I don't have mascara on. But first I'm going to play around with this Sol Shimmering Oil. And as you can see, it's clear up here, and then all the shimmers down here. I haven't touched this for a couple of days, so it's all sunk down, which I think is kind of cool. If I put it really close to the camera, you can see that the little straw down there that leads down to the bottom of the barrel, it's partially filled with the glitter and then clear liquid on top. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to come out when it's like this. I'm hoping it's not too thick. We'll see. I've used this once or twice just on my arm. I think this is cool. So I'm going to go shake it up. And as you can see, the glitter is now, maybe you can see it a little bit better now that I've turned off that light. The glitter is now suspended. I can't really tell what is going on with that little clear tube that was in the middle, but I assume it's still separated. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a really good shake. This is a dry shimmering oil, which I assume means after you wear it for a while, it won't transfer to your clothes or hopefully your jewelry. So that's why I'm wearing such a long dangling necklace today. I wanted to see how it would react with jewelry. So I've taken off my necklace and also my headband. I'm going to put it on my chest area and see how it looks, and also see how well it dries down in the time it takes me to put on my eye makeup. After I put on my eye makeup, I'll go ahead and put my necklace back on and wear it for a couple more videos I'm planning on filming, and just see how it does. Then I'll come back and give my impressions on how it wears and how it looks after a little while. So I don't have a body brush. I didn't buy one from Colourpop when I bought the shimmering oil. I do have this contoured brush that I got from an Ipsy glam bag. I don't really use it for my face, so I thought I'd go ahead and put it on my chest here. I'll give this a good shake and make sure it's got as much of a chance to be as integrated as it's supposed to be. It's very thin oil, so it's not like a lotion or anything like that. And I'm hoping, obviously, that it doesn't mess up with my cardigan I'm wearing. So I'm just going to go ahead and put one pump in the middle of my chest, just about here. And you can see, ooh, that wants to flow down. Okay. I'm not using a mirror. I'm just using the camera to see what I'm doing. So in real life, it looks a little bit more glittery and more present than it does on camera, I think. I guess you can see it. Okay, so this is what it looks like with one pump. And as you can see, it definitely has a shimmery presence. I don't have any foundation or anything on my chest, so this is just my natural color, if you want to call it that, and the shimmering dry oil. It's not really showing up that well on camera, I feel. In real life, as I look at it in the mirror, it's considerably more glittery. So this is what it looks like in a more lit situation. It's definitely there in real life. I'm going to see if I can get it to show up a little bit more on camera by putting another squirt on. I only put one squirt, one pump in the middle of my chest. I only put one full pump on. So I'm going to go ahead and give it the best chance it can to show up by putting another one on. And this time I'm going to have my mirror right there, and I'm going to look into it to make sure it doesn't flow down. One pump. Ooh, this was higher up towards my neckline. It doesn't really seem to want to blend out that well. As near as I can tell, it's just glitter. I don't think there's any other base color. And you could kind of tell that before I shook it up, you could see that the oil itself was very, very clear, almost water-like. I'm going to put another pump down onto my chest. You got to work quickly because this will flow down and hit your clothing, and it doesn't really blend that well. So I'm kind of having to paint it onto my chest while it's wet. It seems to want to soak in very quickly, and when it does that, it doesn't want to go anywhere. The glitter is kind of stuck wherever you had brushed it on before it started to, I guess, dry down or soak in. So this is what I look like with it on. I think I have it on fairly evenly. It's pretty glittery on camera. As you can see, my collarbones are nicely illuminated. I do think that the pinkness of the glitter is showing up. It doesn't just look white. I wouldn't recommend this for anybody with a darker skin tone. I think this is working pretty well for me. This is the Sol Shimmering Dry Oil in pale pink up close. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of glitter. I think I ended up putting on about 4 or 5 pumps, so I may have gotten carried away. It looks like I just smeared a bunch of glitter onto my chest, which I guess essentially is what I did. I can see the pink reflex in some of the pieces, and I think it's a very pretty color, but I don't think this is something I would wear out. My lovely co-host Tony has decided to join me, and I think she's deciding to leave again. So when it was close up, it was really blindingly obvious that there was quite a bit of glitter. The glitter was very small in size, so it's not big chunks. So if you want to have a lot of very fine glitter over your body, this might be the product for you. Also, I put it on a couple minutes ago, and it still feels very oily. But we're going to let that dry down. I'm going to go ahead and do my eye look now with the Sandstone Palette from Colourpop. So this is what it looks like close up. There's some mattes in there. There's some sequined mattes, I guess, and some straight up shimmers. Some of them look very, very metallic, like Spring Valley, Bell Rock. The sage green colors, one's darker, one's lighter, and they both look very metallic. And then there's these glittery type mattes like Oasis and Quest Crew, and then there's some true mattes as well. One thing I noticed that when I had it in my palette drawer and then pulled it out and moved it around because I was looking for other palettes, some of the glitter from the glittery shades did transfer over to the mattes. So when I first pulled it out and looked at it when I was getting ready to do this review, I for a minute thought that all of the shades had glitter in it, and I had to kind of blow it off and see if the glitter would go away. So if you're glitter adverse, I don't know if you'd really like this one because of that reason. I do think the glitter is going to transfer. There isn't a pressed glitter in this one like there is in some of their shades, but the glitter is very present. The shade Vortex is a very good transition shade, and that's what I start with. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that into my crease with just a standard blending brush. Lightly tap it on and put it in the crease. It is a nice color, in my opinion. It's not too dark. I'm going to put the brow bone color on next. I'm going to use Big Ben, which is up here in the upper left-hand corner. I think I'm going to put that on with a packing brush. This is one of those glittery shades, so I want to see how it looks. You can definitely see the glitter up close. I'm going to go in with Oasis and put kind of a little bit of yellow right above my crease. I almost never wear yellow eyeshadows, so I don't really have any. Wow, that is definitely showing up. Holy cow. I just tapped it once. I didn't really tap it again to get rid of the excess, but it is definitely showing up. My whole eyeball is glittered up now because both Oasis and Big Ben are those glittery matte shades. I really wish the glitter wasn't in there because a lot of people don't like glitter, and I don't think they really add much to it. If I want a shimmery shade, I just go into a shimmer. I think Colourpop kind of overdoes it with the glitter in shades that don't really need it. That said, this yellow color is a very pretty color. There was a little kick up in the pan, but I just blew it off. I think I'm going to go into the color Canyon Loop right here, which is also a glittery shade. I don't necessarily want this much glitter in my eye look. That said, they're really nice colors. They're the colors I want to wear. This palette was on sale in the Colourpop website when I bought it a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it still is or not. And I'm thinking the reason maybe is people aren't buying it is because of all the glitter. Let's go ahead and put this in the corner, like so. A lot of kick up in the pan. I think it's a very pretty color and it plays nicely with this yellow. That was a blending brush. I'm also going to put a little on this packing brush. Tony is sitting on her cat tree looking directly into the light. I hope she doesn't burn out her eyeballs. So I'm gently tapping this into the color Canyon Loop. She is rubbing her head against the light now. Tony, isn't that a little bright for you? It's a little bright for you. This is a beautiful warm color. The only thing I don't like is the glitter. And using it this way, putting it right under your eye, probably a bad idea because of the glitter. I think I feel a little grit in my eye because I'm doing this. You want to be really careful with it because of that. That said, I think I'm getting a beautiful sunset look with this yellow and this lighter orange color. It blends out nicely, which is what I expect from Colourpop. I'm going to go ahead and go try a shimmer now. So I do have this flat brush for shimmers. I think I'm going to start with Bell Rock, which is up here, first third of my eye. It's a very light color. See, their shimmers are nice. You don't really need all this glitter, in my opinion. I think the glitter detracts from the shimmers. It's really easy to buy glitter products to put on your eyes if you really want a glittery eye look. Their Super Shock shadows are very glittery, and you can just tap some on to get glitter all over your look if you want. I'm going to go into the shade Red Earth next. It's called Red Earth, but to me, it looks more like a rose gold color, so I don't really know why they're calling it that. I'm going to put this next to the lighter color on the eye. I think are very, very similar. They look quite different in the pan. Yeah, I don't think these two colors look vastly different in real life or on the camera. I'm going to go ahead and try some Wild Creek on the last third of my eye and see if I can deepen up this shimmer. On the brush, it's very, very dark. Yeah, this one has some... The shimmer shades, in my opinion, are a little bit inconsistent. The shade Red Earth doesn't really appear to be much darker than an obvious light color Bell Rock, but the color Wild Creek is very, very dark on the eye. I didn't even go into the pan again. I put it over my crease a little bit. The shade Wild Creek has a lot of dark pigmentation, while the shade Red Earth just doesn't. I don't think the shade Red Earth is ugly or anything. It's just, maybe if I tap it on with my finger, it'll be a little more noticeable. Okay, so I don't think those shades were vastly different. The Bell Rock and the Red Earth, while the shade Wild Creek was very dark. I'm going to throw one of these green shades onto my inner eye. I think for a contrast, I'm going to go with the darker one, which is Westward. They're both kind of sage green. This one's more of a minty green, while this is a darker green, more of a sage green. Big amount of it on. Yeah, I don't know that this green is really showing up that much. I know I'm packing it on because this brush is so stiff. It's actually uncomfortable. It's scratchy on my eyes. I'm going to try concentrating it just on the inner eye here. So it's a little bit dark in color, not that bright. I'm going to go ahead and tap a little Desert Sky right in the corner. It's using the same brush and hoping it lightens it up a little bit. Oh, yes, it does. The Desert Sky, I think, really brightened up the inner corner of my eye than the Westward. The Westward might be a better lid color. Okay, so that's what my shadows look like. Go ahead and close my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and use Templeton right here, which is the darkest shade, as an eyeliner. So I've got an angled brush to do that. You can definitely see it. Bring it under my lower lash line. So I have it on one eye. One thing I do like about this palette is that the shade Templeton, which is the most obvious shade that I think people who use their shadow as an eyeliner would use, is one of the ones that doesn't have any glitter in it. So thank goodness for that, because I would not want to get that much glitter that close to my eye. I decided to get a little saucy and put a little sort of wing. It's hard for me to do that because my skin is wrinkly right around the corners of my eyes. But we're using shadow. I think I can sort of kind of get away with it. It's not real dramatic or anything like that, but I'm going to go ahead and put a gel eyeliner on my waterline. I'm going to see if this green one shows up at all. It does. Since I'm using green in my inner eye, I decided to use a green eyeliner. This is my Q-OK Mild. This is just an eyeliner I got off of Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara. So this is Milk Kush in black. Ta-da! I've got my mascara on. And I can't really see my eyelid because I haven't had my glasses on, obviously. It's very hard to stick a mascara wand through quarter-inch thick glasses. I think the sort of pseudo wing I put on kind of looks okay. So I've spent a few minutes throwing my eye look together, and I think I gave plenty of time for the oil to dry down. Still feels kind of oily. I just touched it to my hand, and as you can see, my hand is nice and shimmery right now. You see the glitter specks? So I think it's going to transfer. I'm going to go ahead and put my necklace on because all the fashionable girls wear necklaces when they go out clubbing. Got my necklace back on, and I'm almost positive that the oil is going to transfer to it. Luckily, it's not a very expensive necklace. I will have to say that now that I have my necklace on, when I look in the monitor at myself as I film this, I can't really see the shimmer oil at all. And I put quite a lot on. So if you're using this to film, maybe not wear a necklace. Oh, lots of glitter. Lots and lots and lots of glitter. Because the glitter is so fine, I think it does appear as more of a sheen as opposed to chunks of glitter, which I like. But in real life, I am sparkly like a vampire out in the sun. I think they do that. I heard that in some obscure little vampire movie. You probably haven't heard of it. It is transferring to my clothes. I was very careful not to get any of the oil or the glitter onto my actual top, but I do see glitter on it now. So this stuff does move around and go everywhere. So that's something you should be aware of. If you don't want to glitter up your clothes, if you don't want to glitter up anyone who hugs you, if you don't want to glitter up the tabletop or the cat, but if you want your life to be filled with very fine, very pretty glitter, give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and stop filming this for right now. I've got some other videos I wanted to film. So hopefully I'll be able to wear it for a couple of hours before I come back and tell you what I think about it. And also tell you what I think about the eyeshadow. And we'll see if it looks exactly as it does now. I'm going to take my glasses off one more time because I'm in the lower light, and we'll see if the glitter shows up. That yellow is really nice looking. My lovely co-host Tony has come back. So when I had the camera very close and I had the light shining just right, you could see the glitter on my chest. Otherwise, it doesn't really seem to have much of a presence. The oil itself has sunk in completely. For a fair amount of time afterwards, when I touched my chest, I could feel the oil, but it's completely gone now and just left the glitter behind. The glitter has not stayed in place. It's all over my clothes, it's on my forehead, it's migrated up my neck. I don't see any on my desk. I do see a couple specks of glitter on the cat too. So that's something you really want to be careful with this stuff. If you just want to be glittery, great. If you don't mind glittering up your husband, your girlfriend, your cat, your clothes, your neck, everything, it might be better not to purchase this dry shimmering oil. One thing that I do like about the Sandstone palette, that the shade that I used as an eyeliner has stayed put. I was afraid that because I did a wing, it might fade away, but it hasn't. And I do have a hard time with wings because my skin is so dry here. It's so dry and thin, and it's so creased and wrinkled that I think it's a particularly challenging area of my body for me to pretty up. The Sandstone palette is currently sold out. It regularly sells for $18, but I got it for $5.50 on sale. That is a pretty steep discount and probably the reason why it's sold out right now. I wouldn't have bought it at full price. But it is a good palette. The colors are easy to apply, as is usual for Colourpop, and vibrant. Even though there's no pressed glitter, I think there's a little bit too much glitter going on. I don't know if Colourpop plans on restocking the Sandstone palette or not. Because it was so deeply discounted, almost a quarter of the price that it normally goes for, it makes me think that it probably wasn't that popular and it didn't sell the way the company would have hoped, and that they probably may not want to restock it. They have so many releases so often that I can't imagine that restocking the Sandstone palette will be a priority for them. The soft pink Sol Shimmering Dry Oil. Cost me $5. That's for the mini size. That weighs 0.88 ounces. There are a total of 17 different shades of the shimmering dry oils, a handful of which also come in a 3-ounce size. The 3-ounce sizes regularly sell for $16, but right now, depending on the color you get, they're discounted to be either $16 or $12. Right now, one of the colors of the dry shimmering oils is sold out, the bronze, which is also available in a 3-ounce size when it's available. But all the other colors are available as near as I could tell. I did click through them, but I may have missed one because there are so many. Oh, I'm fidgeting again. I don't want my lovely co-host to go feral. So sometimes we have to take pet breaks. We have to pet her so she doesn't become a feral, vicious animal. So that's it for this video. As you can see, my eyeshadow is pretty much as it was, while my chest is considerably less shiny. I think when I first put it on, I was shining from the oil itself, just being reflective. The glitter only reflects on camera when I have my light shining at it at a certain angle. But looking down, I can see it, and in my mirror, I can see it. And since it's going everywhere, I imagine I'm going to be seeing it for several days. I only bought one color of the dry shimmering oils, that's the soft pink one, but looking through the pictures that they have of their models wearing it, and they had models of various skin tones, it doesn't look to me like there was a huge amount of difference between the shades. Now they had a mint julep color that looked very bright, much more brighter than say their sangria color. So I wouldn't say that you can't tell the difference if you put one on one part of your body and another right next to it. You probably would be able to tell the difference between some of the shades. But I don't think there's a huge amount of difference. I don't think you need to buy every shade to get vastly different looks. I wanted to show what the bottle looks like after it's been sitting for 3 hours. As you can see, it's all settled out. The tube is completely clear now, where before it had glitter in it. So that's a little interesting. But if I shake it up one time, you can see it. All the glitter, well, not all the glitter, but a lot of it goes up. One thing I just found out about this product is after you apply it, even a couple hours later, if you turn it upside down, some will dribble out. I think the part that's right up here, if you don't make sure you completely empty it when you apply it to yourself the first time, it'll just hang out there. And it's been hours since I picked this up. I picked up the bottle to try to get the camera to focus on the glitter bits swirling around in the oil. I turned it on its side and some of it dribbled out, even though it had been hours since I had applied it to my body. So that's something you want to be careful for. I can easily see this oil staining garments or, well, getting on any surface and permanently glittering it up, which is probably not something everybody wants. So you do want to be careful with it for that. So that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, please leave those in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.